Alright, something like 5,000 years ago, there was this guy, the Scorpion King, who wanted to rule the world. He fought hard, but in the end was defeated. In his last dying breath, he made a pact with Anubis that if the god would help him conquer his enemies, the Scorpion King would give him his soul. With this, he had the army of Anubis at the helm, and no one could stop him. Except when it came time to pay up, Anubis took the king's soul and his army with him back into the sands. Now, in modern day 1923, we see the O'Connells are back at it, tomb raiding, but this time they have a kid, Alex. Now, usually kids in movies like this kind of ruin the whole thing. I'm looking at you, Anakin.
Oops.
But here, Alex isn't too bad. Evie goes into this trance-like state and sees a box locked behind a door. She also just happens to see how to open that door and uses this knowledge to gain access to the treasure. The Scorpion King's bracelet. The bracelet of Anubis.
The bracelet of Anubis.
Meanwhile, Alex gets caught by some bad guys, the ceiling starts to cave in, and a bunch of pillars tumble over, just like the library scene from the first movie. Except this time, it actually helps our heroes out. Now, we jump over to Hamunaptra, where there's a bunch of diggers digging. Makes sense. I mean, all of that gold is still down there. But these guys are looking for a different kind of treasure. They're looking to bring back Imhotep.
The Book of the Dead.
Led by Mr. Hafez, and a very familiar face, a Noxanamun, but in body only. She doesn't have her soul yet.
We're getting close.
So why bring back the mummy? Well, they know that every 5,000 years the Scorpion King comes back to life, and Imhotep is the only creature powerful enough to stop him. But then you still brought back the creature that was hell-bent on taking over the world in the last movie? So, I don't know. It sounds like it's kind of lose-lose to me. While they're digging around, we see the O'Connells' mansion, and they brought back the bracelet, which Alex puts on. Come on, man, you gotta be smarter than that. Once wrapped around his wrist, he's shown directions to the lost oasis and the resting place of Anubis' army. Just then, the bad guys break in, looking to get their hands on the relic. Ardith Bay's here to join in on the fight, and even Evelyn can hold her own. It's good to see that she isn't just the damsel in distress. However, in the end, she's still kidnapped and taken back to the British Museum to meet with her new ruler. Imhotep is brought back, and is still pretty ticked off. But at least a Noxanamun is there, for what that's worth. A firefight breaks out, Rick saves his wife, and they make their escape. After an exciting double-decker bus chase and a bunch of mummies, Rick and Evie stop to make out, letting their kid get taken by the bad guys. Alex is the only one shown these visions, leading the bad guys to where they need to go, his parents hot on their trail, but always a step behind. Alex leads them clues so they know the next destination. Along the way, Imhotep fully regenerates. Our heroes get a new pilot and a new method of travel, and Evie has another vision. This time, we learn that she's a descendant of Nefertiti. I just have to say, holy moly, these actresses are beautiful. Imhotep does his face wall trick again, except this time it's with water, but luckily everyone survives, and now they're in the lost oasis, the Scorpion King's pyramid, smack dab in the middle. But getting there won't be easy, because at night, both teams are attacked by pygmy mummies. These little guys are vicious too, taking down Imhotep's men one by one. Then moving on to our heroes. Using some quick thinking, Rick manages to take them out. Now, their only obstacle is to make it to the pyramid. But there's a catch. If they don't get there before the rising sun hits the tip of the pyramid, Alex will die. So the race is on, with Rick eventually picking up his son and diving head first into the pyramid just in time, saving his son's life and releasing the bracelet. Now we can have a happy family again. Except Moon comes in and kills Evie. Don't worry, she won't be down for long. Mr. Hafez works on releasing the Scorpion King so Imhotep can fight him and gain control of Anubis' army. Jonathan and Alex work on reviving Evie, the only way they know how, using the Book of the Dead. Rick goes to stop Imhotep, and outside the Magi have their hands full fighting the recently resurrected army. Wow, it's not looking good. No, like literally, the CGI is not looking good. Alright, so Evie comes back, fights Moon, just like in her vision. Or was that in the past? Well, either way, she knows how to fight now, and the Scorpion King is released. Good freaking luck, fellas. How are you supposed to defeat a monster like that? Well, Rick finds a way. Written on the walls, we see his weakness. The scepter that Jonathan's been carrying around this whole movie is actually the Spear of Osiris, and the only thing that can be used to destroy the monster in front of him. But whoever throws the spear controls the army outside, and Imhotep catches it. He lets loose, and then Rick catches it. And it's our hero who makes the final kill. They both fall into the underworld, holding on by a thread. But without hesitation, Evie takes off to save Rick, while Moon nopes out of there. I guess she doesn't love you, buddy. After all he did for her, waiting 3,000 years and then resurrecting her. But no, she just runs away to be killed by a bunch of scarabs, while Imhotep accepts his fate. Now the only problem is the entire pyramid is crumbling, and the oasis outside is being sucked in. They make it to the tippy top of the pyramid, but what now? Well, here comes Izzy, their pilot, to save them. There's even enough time for Jonathan to get his hands on a giant golden diamond that would fetch a high price. And that was The Mummy Returns. Honestly, I liked it. It's a worthwhile sequel. First off, I am amazed that everyone returned. Like, seriously, they got everyone, even the same Pharaoh from the first movie. And all the actors' chemistry is perfect. Rick and Evie truly love each other and would do anything to save one another. Heck, even Alex had a head on his shoulders. And yeah, there's some times where it wasn't the best of acting, but it doesn't take away from the other parts of the movie. I kinda thought going in that Imhotep and Rick would have to team up to fight a larger threat, the Scorpion King. But no, Imhotep was rotten to the core. The only issue I have here, and I think it's pretty obvious, is the CGI. I know, it was the early 2000s, I didn't have very high expectations, but this was almost $100 million put into this movie. Maybe instead of going all digital, they should have stuck with what they knew from the first movie. Could you imagine what a practical Scorpion King would have looked like? What craziness would they have come up with if this movie was made in the 80s? The animatronics and everything would be nuts. Instead, we're left with a potato-looking rock. They actually finished the effects on him only 8 days before the film's release. 8 days! That's crazy! The Scorpion King story brought with it 5 more movies, with a reboot rumored in there as well. I'll probably check them out eventually, but for now, let's move on to the next Brendan Fraser mummy movie, where they move from Egypt to China. As for The Mummy Returns, it's a solid sequel. I give it 3 rushed CGI jobs out of 4.
It's not worth your life, you idiot!
Yes, it is! Yes, it is!